Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for us for week 104. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, James Dunn has dug up DOSGAMES /board WWII, which obviously means World War II. Well, once again, I'm going to guess some kind of World War II inspired thing. There is a doc... Wow. The doc file is literally bigger than the executable. That's not a good sign. So probably some kind of strategy game, I'm going to guess. From Iron Rainbow Wargames Simulations, presenting World War II battle simulations. Version 5.04, TP 5.5. I'm guessing they mean maybe made in Turbo Pascal 5.5? If there is a Turbo Pascal 5.5, I don't know if their minor version went up that high. For a general release by Richard Allen and John Tribus. And apparently there's a serial number? What? Maybe this is supposed to be registered software. I don't know. Anyways, help. That is literally all there is for help. It's like startup help. So I'm guessing it's like contextual. It'll give you different help depending on what you're doing. So, new campaign. Select directory or D if the maps.pic folder in another dir. In the window presented, either directory name preceded by \. Okay, so directory is just if you have things stored differently. So we'll go name and rank. I'll go private rank. Your name private. I'm Private Gemini. Welcome aboard, Private Gemini, sir. Select campaign. Well, let's just do Normandy. Oh. Well, that suddenly got more interesting. Your task force is allotted 65 units. Enter number of units, 0 to 65 at prompt. Enter number of engineers units needed. I'm going to say 10. Number of paratroopers. 10. Number of airstrikes. 10. Number of artillery. Actually, let's go 20 for these guys. Armor. Let's go 5. Infantry, 10. Do you plan a two-front invasion? Hell no. Initial invasion force is 12 units. Okay. I have absolutely no idea what anything is. Although we do have a compass at least. Not that we needed one, but... So, status. Brief status. Interesting. In-depth status report? Wow, this gets pretty deep from the looks of it. Let's see if we can do anything. Intel. I have no idea what that is. Position? To position a unit, select F7G for ground forces, AIER, or F8P for paratroopers. Then if landing paratroopers, use keypad to position unit. Wow, this is really in-depth. Like, I'd imagine that if somebody was really into really deep strategy games, this would probably be, like, their bread and butter. But for me, this is just... I'm, like, glancing over here. I'm barely understanding anything. Like, what I'm supposed to be doing and such. I think I see what's going on here. So, we're sort of like coming up on this sort of dark area here where the cursor is. And the moment we hit land, it says that that's when we have to actually put something down. So this time I'll go artillery. And put infantry there. Put some armor there. So now it's letting me move the cursor past those points for some reason. I have no idea what these symbols mean. Okay, so let's stop positioning then. Do we do battle? Oh, battle in progress. We won. And we won again. And we won again. And okay, so apparently I'm not doing terrible. Oh, they won one. See, it would help if I knew what everything was. Oh, there's a sound option? I'm almost afraid to turn that on. So it's almost like I'm advancing a line now. So if I go back to here and then do more battles. Whoops. Now we're not doing so hot. And the sound effects just amount to very minor boops and beeps from the sounds of it. So yeah, that was World War II simulation. This is way more in-depth than I'm prepared to figure out. But it looks like it could be interesting. Everything is black and white, so I imagine this would probably work on a monochrome display as well, especially given that it's in text mode. So heck, you could probably even work on like one of the very early like computers that had monochrome graphics before the Hercules cards. Because what was it? Yeah, it was the IBMs had those MDA cards that could only do monochrome. I think that's what it stood for. It was a monochrome display adapter. It could only do text characters. Didn't have any graphical capabilities whatsoever. Well, this looks like it would work on that. So, yeah, this is definitely way beyond my realm of knowledge. But I imagine there's probably some people out there who would probably enjoy something like this. Next up, Robert Mackey's dug up WINGAMES /GG/Comet. You know, I think I might actually know what this is. There's a game that I played a long time ago called Comet Busters that was actually really freaking fun. Well, this has a wavemix.dll, so that's a good sign. Yeah, this looks like it's actually Comet Busters. Okay, so this is actually a really fun game. So first of all, it does maximize properly, and in fact, one thing I remember about this game is it actually plays better the bigger your screen is, just because all the sprites are a fixed size. So everything kind of gets smaller, because at the low resolution, this is actually a really cramped game. But yeah, so it's basically an Asteroids clone, but it has some very unusual features. So I'm pretty sure the music is only in the registered version, not the Shareware version. As you can see, this is copyright 94, so this is actually a much later game than most of the stuff we're seeing on here. Actually, one thing I never looked at is how much it costs to register this. Because I was always played the unregistered version, because, you know, as a kid. Oh wow, the registration fee for this game was only $9. Given that this is actually a pretty decent game, that is way more than an acceptable fee. This is something that I would expect to be closer to like $15, $20. Seriously, just wait till you see how this works. So if we actually go to players here, look at this. Not only can you have up to 4 players simultaneous, you also can set your abilities. So you can set how fast your bullets move, you can set how fast your thrust is, like how fast you accelerate, your maximum speed, how fast you spin your ship, like your rotation speed, and even how reliable your special ability is. And you can actually choose between multiple special abilities. I just have to remember what they all do. The hyperspace ability basically lets you teleport around to random spots. Shields protects you from damage. Cloak, I totally forget what some of these do. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So, hyperspace creates temporal flux around your ship, sucking it into a wormhole. The flux only lasts a few seconds, whereupon you are returned to normal space. Shields generates a high Tesla magnetic field so powerful that it would make the boys at Princeton weep. The field is concentrated around the perimeter of the spacecraft, and any matter that comes in contact with the field disintegrates. Shields draw a lot of power, so they get drained with time and with contact with matter. They recharge, albeit at a very slow rate. So basically, higher special power to your shields means they last longer. Disruptor. Defense mechanism emanates a powerful reverse G field from your ship, causing all objects in the vicinity to be repelled from it. And the other thing with the disruptor is the more power you put into it, the more powerful this pushback effect is. And the cloak makes your ship disappear. This is really only useful when playing against a remote computer, as you can still see your ship on your local monitor, but the remote player cannot see you. So I'm pretty sure the game doesn't have networking support. Pretty sure. But you can actually set the difficulty settings, and here you can even set the bullets to be deadly. And what that means is that shots from one player could actually hurt the other players. So basically, this is the PvP on option. But yeah, so let's set ourselves up a ship here. So I'm going to go for the disruptor. Actually, space and right control are really far from each other. Let's go instead, can I do right alt? We can. So I'm not going to need a huge amount of thrust. As you can see, as you adjust one, it affects all the others. Maximum speed I'm not too concerned with. Rotation speed is good. Got some good special ability. Okay, so let's actually give this thing a go. One player. And as you can see, it has sound effects too. So yeah, it's just basically an Asteroids clone, but it just has a lot of extra features to it. See, I'm actually using the disruptor here, or trying to. Okay, one of the bad things about using right alt is that it's actually conflicting with the it's conflicting with this menu right here. So I probably should change that. There it goes. See, it actually pushes you away from stuff too. And the other thing that's fun about this game is that the different levels actually have different graphics too. And it can actually get a little crazy, some of the graphics, when you get further into the game. Let's see if I can actually show you guys some of that. Okay, so level 2. So as you can see, it actually does change the look of the asteroids. From what I remember, the only thing that changes when you set difficulty up differently is that it changes basically how many asteroids you have to deal with. Ooh, that disruptor actually is working out pretty well. Well, when I remember to use it anyways. Oh yeah, and the game is actually smart about respawning you. It won't respawn you if there's something in the way of the respawn location. See, now they look like kind of like mini planetoids almost. I think some of the later levels you start getting into things like smiley faces and pool balls and like billiard balls. I think my only complaint would be that there's not... The gameplay really is, even though the gameplay is varied in terms of graphics, it has lots of options for customizing your player. There's actually not a lot of variety to the actual gameplay. You just shoot stuff, hope not to get shot by the UFO. Use your special abilities, get points. So it's interesting the customization that's there, and the fact that it actually has sound effects. Oh, excuse me, I had a coughing fit just now. Still getting over that cold of mine. But, oh, there's the... Oh, I guess we're seeing the billiard balls anyways. So yeah, something I'm sure you guys have noticed by now with a lot of, this old Windows software. Whoa, there's... I forgot about those. Okay, so occasionally when you destroy stuff... Well, that wasn't very nice. Occasionally when you destroy stuff, there's actually a chance that these smiley face things will come out and they home in on your ship. Which is not a good time. And yeah, you get an extra life for every 10,000 points. So I don't think I'm gonna get another one anytime soon, but... we'll try to make this one last. And down I go. So yeah, this is Comet Busters. This is actually a really fun Asteroids clone. And apparently not that expensive either. So I would say definitely check this one out, especially given the fact that it plays really well for a Windows 3.1 game. And for our final dig for today, Fidins dug up DOSGAMES /arcade3 /SPACBAT. Probably some kind of space battle game. IGB? That doesn't sound like space battle at all. And then also a rules.txt. Kind of big, so we'll skip it for now, but we'll read it if we have to. Intragalactics Battles by William Hose? Haas? I'm not entirely certain how to pronounce that. Like, I mean, it sounds German, but it's also a guy in Texas, so... Anyways, game is free for 10 days. If you use it after that, then send a $10 check to the guy. So is this color display? It is a color display. Whoa! Okay. Interesting startup. Scenario selection, custom design, Federation. Okay, so already we're already digging into Star Trek lore for this game, apparently. So, Federation Klingon skirmish, a simple battle between a Class 3 Federation heavy cruiser, i.e. the Enterprise, and a Klingon heavy cruiser. Battle Royal, an all against all battle between the Klingons, Andromedans, Orions, and the Federation. Yeah, like that would ever happen. Okay, well, let's just do the first one. Federation Klingon skirmish. Let's go. Gripping! Okay, so these graphics aren't exactly, the most engaging. Oh god, that was a pun. Okay, let's just try to play this thing. So, use the arrow keys to position cursor, space to draw a box, and escape to exit. Oh, I have a cursor. Well, I'm pretty sure this is me over here. So, change box size. Why are you asking me this now? Which alliance do you command? I command the Federation. Enter your name. I'm almost afraid to. Sensor scan. So, we have an Antares ship. Then there's also the computer playing the Korg ship. Please select the ship from below. Heading 270. Oh, how do we actually change our speed then? Or do we just continue game? Press any key to issue orders. Okay, the commander who typed space is now giving orders. Okay, so I guess that's its way of dealing with if there's multiple players playing. So now can I actually enter ship? What? Well, how am I supposed to select a ship this way? I like how it says the commander who typed music note, because it's literally pulling the ASCII character data from the keyboard codes, and I hit enter there, and enter is character 13, which is the music note. You got an energy allocation. Oh, geez. So I guess this is how we move? There's like automatic pilot and computer control. Okay, let's target the Korg ship. Oh, now we have a cursor all of a sudden. Okay. Automatic pilot, Okay. This game feels like it's falling apart, but we're okay for the moment. And put some energy into warp drive. Okay, so now if we continue... Okay, we're slowly moving now. Put a lot of energy into the phasers, so I'm guessing that as we close in, the phasers will fire. Any minute now. They're getting close. How much does anyone want to bet they collide with each other and it's just game over? Nice explosion sound. And now we're just sitting there. So apparently my ship is, like, in real bad shape. And apparently when I hover over a destroyed thing, it shows me 0 zeros. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain I'm on board with this game. Anyways, let's put some power into that last remaining torpedo thing. So let's make it 4, because we need to, get moving again. You literally have to listen to this noise every time you hit someone. I'm not sure what else to do here. Like, I mean, this game, I'm gonna guess that this game, just judging by the way this is working, that it was sort of designed for, like, multiple combatants all at once. But it does seem very clunky the way it's been handled. And there go the explosions. Okay, I think I've had enough of this one. So, this was some sort of intra-galactic space battles. It's, a game. It's definitely inspired by those, like, Trek-type games that were kind of common in the early days of computing. The Trek-type games that were made, they were always made to be, like, sort of complex, with all these different ship systems to worry about, and having to set your headings and allocate energy and all this stuff. And this game sort of seems to be like an offshoot of that, with this sort of galactic map and being able to command multiple ships at a time and everything. But it does seem kind of clunky, and those sound effects are abysmal, to say the least. So yeah, that's all for intergalactic space battles. It's a thing.